Hi.
Hello.
I forgot this was my Zoom link, so that's why I'm like all frazzled. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I hear you.
How are you?
I'm feeling the same. I am stressed.
I am very stressed. I'm trying to buy a house.
Congrats.
Thanks.
That's kind of like sometimes it's nice to have self-imposed stress. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mine's like the work kind where you're like, should I quit my job? You know, that one.
Oh God.
Yeah, if you've been with me long enough, you know that that's like a biannual
Yeah.
evaluation I have for myself.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I know I saw that the other class in person was canceled tonight, so thanks for joining me. I miss you guys, all of you. Let's get you playlist. And we have a couple more people coming, I think. How's this connection? Is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Here is a playlist. It's for the full moon. I'm going to record this if that's okay with everybody, just so that we have another video to add to the library. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, yeah, do that again. Give me that dimmer switch. Yeah, let's just do one more. It's my first class I've taught here. Cool, that's perfect. Thank you. Well, what are we feeling besides tired and stressed? Anyone else feeling something different? No, we're not talkative tonight. That's okay. Is anyone like really angry?
Yeah, I had a frustrating day.
You had a frustrating day. Goodbye. I love you. I have anyone who I've talked to a little bit of length is, I don't know, this full moon is going to be an eclipse, partial lunar eclipse, but apparently it's like the longest one in 500 years. That's how I felt about my past few weeks of work. You know, I have this big exciting change, and I've moved, and my life is so, and all these things to be really excited and grateful for, and yet I'm feeling so tied to my laptop. So it's like I didn't even leave, you know what I mean? And that's been a challenge for me, because that's not why I moved here, was to work more. I wanted to keep a lifestyle. So I bring that up because, you know, full moons are traditionally a time if you want to shed or release. But what makes an eclipse so powerful is that in astrology, they're located in what's called the nodes of destiny. So right now that's the Taurus Scorpio axis. So this full moon in Taurus is wrapping up to 6-month progress or updates of what's happened since May. But then on a bigger note, it's actually really kicking off some of the big themes we'll all experience personally and collectively over the next year and a half. That's what the nodes of destiny, they stay fixed for about a year and a half. So you'll find folks who you're born the same year with, you have the same south node, north node with them if you ever do your birth chart. So this is in my north node is Taurus. And so I do feel this call of like, what am I doing working a job that pays me really well, but also makes me not want to do anything. Like I almost didn't even want to come teach tonight. And that's how I knew it's bad. So it's not all about me though. I bring that up because if any themes like that are coming up for you, Taurus being like your day-to-day schedule, sort of how do you tend your own garden is Taurus, then it's worth reflecting on. And you can use this practice, or you can use your intention, or you can think about it tomorrow or the next day. But I just invite you to, especially if you're feeling like me and you've cried like every day for the past week, because my inner world is just so intense with stress and fears and not enoughness. And I do feel that the Taurus energy is calling me to be like, what simple everyday things that I do remind me of how enough I already am, so that I can let go of this idea that a job or a paycheck or whatever needs to define my worthiness, right? Because then the minute you work with somebody who tells you you're not good enough, what happens? And that's like me to me. So let's start seated. If you're very tired tonight though, please allow yourself to lay down. But we'll start with just a little breath work. And if you've got the playlist, you can start it. I put it back in the chat in case you didn't get it. And hello, Gary, it's so good to see you. Find a comfortable seat. Find your eyes softened or down the bridge of your nose, or maybe even closed. However you want your hands to land, they could just be simply palms down on your lap, palms up on your thighs. Take a moment to shrug your shoulders up and back and down. Shrug them up all the way to the earlobes. And then let them fall away. Do that one more time. And draw them down. Settle here. Start to notice your inhales through the nose. Notice your exhales through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Do two more. Just sensing in, tapping in, tuning in. And then 4, 7, 8 breathing. So keep your position, bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Inhale on my count for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tongue remains open, mouth exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out the mouth, exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do 2 more rounds in. 3, 2, 1. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale it all. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Fill. Really draw it in. 2, 1. Pause. See if you can find softness. Let the belly go. Let the shoulders drop. 3, 2, 1. And then all the air. Let it go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, stay empty. If you can, squeeze your pelvic floor like you're sipping a straw through the pelvis. As you're ready, big fill up. Open mouth. You might leave the hands as they are or draw them to your heart. Bow your chin in towards your heart and just take a moment. The nodes of destiny can feel so intense. They can feel so confronting because truly in the practice of astrology, it's this time of reevaluating and noticing what's working and noticing what's not working. In our practice of yoga, this practice of non-attachment says, where can I let go? Sometimes we don't need to do anything. We can just simply open our palms and release. A word, a place, a thought, a feeling, an intention for you. Let's draw it in together. Fill up. Empty out. Eyes can stay closed. Start to drop your chin, drop your hands, and then bring your right ear, right shoulder. Try to drop the left shoulder even more and pause. If it feels okay, you can use the right hand over the left ear to create more length. Breathe in. Soft belly, breathe out. Another breath in. Breath out. Right hand down, chin to chest, slow. Left ear, left shoulder. Allow your hips to be really heavy. Allow this to be a place where you can truly drop in and let all the mental chatter go. Left hand can reach over the ear. Luxuriate in the need to do nothing but breathe and be here with your body. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Hand down, chin to chest. And then chin towards sky, but go slow, like you could unravel the cervical spine, unwrap it to the sky. And then reach the chin far forward as you start to bring it back down towards the chest, creating length like a turtle. And then tuck it into the chest. It's almost like doing a cat-cow just with your neck. Then pull the chin up. Reach it to the sky, go slow. And then reach it forward like a turtle and tuck it in. Just do that one more time. Flow in a way that feels right for you. Might feel a little awkward. We're all at home, so we can look as silly as we need to. Beautiful. Then turn this into right ear, right shoulder. Inhale. Chin to sky. Keep inhaling. Left ear, left shoulder. Start to exhale. Chin to chest. Then switch to the direction. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Chin to sky. Keep drawing in. Right ear, start to exhale. Chin to chest. Let it all go. Now put it all together. Take some seated cat-cows. Hands can come to knees. Pull the heart forward. Breathe in. Lift the chin to sky. And just 3 times, round forward. Hollow out the belly. Chin to chest. 2 more in. Out. 1 more. And out. Last thing here in your seat, lift your hands up to sky. Bring your chin to neutral. Let heaviness come under the hips, the knees if possible. And here, pull the navel to spine. So take that pelvic sip of the straw again. The tailbone draws down to the earth. Then shoulders might want to crunch up to earlobes, but you soften them, even if that means bending your elbows. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, lean to your right. You can drop the right hand and arc the left arm over. Try to spin your heart to the sky. And if you want, left hand can come behind the head and support the neck. 2 breaths in and out. 1 breath in and out. Start to inhale, keep the hand behind the head and bring it over to the right knee for a little side crunch. Twice more, lift, open, look to the sky. Slow, use your obliques, elbow to knee. It's okay if your hips lift a little. Once more, reach. Once more, crunch. To the sky, both arms up, chin up. Pull the shoulders into the sockets, bend the elbows if you need. Breath in, lean to your left. So you can have any movement, any fun you want here, or you can simply bring the hand behind the head, reach the right elbow up to the sky. Notice what the neck feels, the shoulders. 2 more breaths. It's the only thing you need to do the rest of this practice is breathe. So to reach the right elbow higher and then bring it across for the crunch. 2 more. It's also okay if you don't touch your knee to elbow. I definitely don't. 1 more. And crunch. Come on up, lift the arms. And bring them out in front of you. Just take a little fold here. Keep the hips rooted. Reach the fingertips forward. If you can drop your head onto something, go for it. Let your shoulders simultaneously reach forward and pull into the sockets. 2 breaths. One more. Slowly finger crawl your way back up. Come to all fours. Take some traditional cat cows, anything you want. This is all you. Take about 3 to 5 rounds. Finding weight in the shins, weight in the hands. Maybe the eyes stay closed the whole time. Do 1 more breath cycle on your own. And come to all fours. Get really stable in your shins, your tops of feet, your knees. Center your left hand under your nose. Lift your right hand open, twist to the sky. And we'll do it 3 times. Take that thread the needle, hover, soften the left elbow, reach the right hand across. And twice more, lift up, just seeing what you can find here, seeing what you can open up. And reach. And 1 more, lift. And this time, as you reach it, thread the needle, drop the right shoulder. Left hand can reach forward, it could find. Just find some heaviness underneath your head, your arm. Let your breath be your focal point. See if you can even lift the tailbone just a little further up to the sky. Take 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Go slow to bring the left hand under your shoulder. Press and reach for 1 more twist. Right hand down. Take a cat and cow just to let that go. And as you're ready, neutral spine, right hand under your nose. Let's do it 3 times. Lift the left hand, twist. Hover it in that thread the needle variation. See if you can use your obliques more, those muscles around the ribs. Lift and reach. One more. Reach and find your fuller expression of thread the needle. Breathe in and breathe out. And keep your rhythm going. Soft jaw, soft eyes. Do 2 more rounds. As you're complete, right hand under shoulder, use it to support you. Lift up, twist once more. All fours. So you're welcome to drop your forearms if your shoulders are super tired. Otherwise, plank, step right foot back, step left foot back. Think of squeezing your thighs, squeezing your glutes. Keep your neck nice and long. And yeah, anytime the knees want to come down, it's this whole thing of like, if I give myself permission to rest, would I actually need it less? Just knowing that it's a possibility. Let's do 5 more rounds of breath. Inhale, you're welcome to shift weight forward onto toes. Pull heels back on your exhale. 4. Back. 3. Soften your elbows. Remember how strong you are. 2 more. Pull your low belly up. 1 more, reach forward. Then slow lower all the way to belly. Draw the hands back by the lower ribs and lift your heart for baby cobra. Lower down. Now let's try baby cobra again, except this time use your butt and your thighs, squeeze them and lift your heart. Nice. Full locust is available. Lift your legs, fly the arms back. Stay for 3. Squeeze your thighs up and in. That's 2. Here we go, fill and lift. And then lower and rest, favorite cheek. So wiggle your hips. Other favorite cheek. Press back to your child's. Let your forehead rock side to side. Let your hips rock side to side. Take as many big breaths as you need, open mouth exhales as you need. Let's do 1 more here in child's. Come through all 4s. And press back to your downward dog. Give yourself the big pedal of the right knee, bending, straightening the left. And then switch it up. And you can continue with that, or you can linger. Let the head go yes and no. Press the chest towards your thighs. And that pelvic straw, sucking in air and keeping it there. Y'all, I gotta find a better fit for my AirPod Pro. I thought I was upgrading, but I think my ears like regular AirPods better. Lift your right leg on your next inhale. Bend and stack on your exhale. Maybe it's a big knee circle, maybe it's an ankle circle, or both. Whichever way you took it, switch it up. Then lift the leg high. Draw your knee to your nose, round like cat. Could you kick it a little higher to the sky? And then this time, step it through. Low lunge, drop your back knee. Untuck the toes if you want, and take a moment with hands to right thigh just to bounce back and forth. I like to check in with my hip flexors. I sit all day, they're tight. And then as you're ready, you could make this a fuller Anjaneyasana, hands to sky. Try to drag your right heel to your left knee. Try to drag your left knee towards your right heel. 3 breaths in. Soften your shoulders, bend your elbows if you need. 2. 1 more breath here. On your breath out, drop your right hand outside of the hip, arc over to the right. Block under your hand could be nice. And on your next inhale, back up through center. And other way, left hand down, right hand arcs. Breathe in. Breathe out. To sky, both arms. Half splits. Use any support, maybe a blanket under the knee. And you can point and flex your right toes. Just try on both. Take 2 more big breaths. One more. With or without blocks, come forward, low lunge, lift your back knee. So a little different, bring the right hand inside the knee. So you're in a lizard, high lizard. And then walk your hands all the way over for a high skandasana. Your hands are outside of the left foot, your knee of the left knee's bent. You're at the back of your mat. Yeah, you guys got it. Maybe there's some movement through center and then back through that left knee. Just take about 3 breaths to check in with the hips, especially if you drive a lot, especially if you sit a lot. 2 more. See if you can wiggle your toes. 1 more. Use your hands to walk you back all the way to low lunge, front of your mat. And then step to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Ragdoll, widen your feet and take the grip that makes the most sense with the arms. Soft knees. Wiggle side to side, do what you need to do. Three more breaths, anything you need, side to side, shift the weight. One more. Keep the feet wide, half lift. Fold. Stand all the way up. Tadasana, drop your hands by your sides, bring your heels under your hips. Take a big breath in to shrug your shoulders up all the way to your ears. Let them fall. Yeah, these simple things make a difference. Once more shrug. Once more lower. Inhale, chair pose. And decide with the arms, you know, what do you need? Cactus, prayer, maybe even interlace behind the low back just to give a little more chest opening. Do about 3 breaths in. 2. Not going for depth or total, you know, strength, but more like what's here right now. 1 more. If you've got the mind, you can keep it fold. Take a half lift, inhale. Find a plank pose, exhale. Just 3 breaths. Inhale, you could shift the weight forward, come to your big toe. Shift the weight back, heels reach behind you. 2. Soften your elbows, soften your gaze. 1 more. This time, lower chaturanga half or all the way. Cobra or up dog, breathe in. Child's pose to down dog. You decide, you could always go straight to down dog. Big breath in. Long breath out. Big breath in. Long breath out. 1 more. Empty your air. Lift your left heel high. Bend and stack. Big circle of the knee, the ankle, what you have, what you need. And you flip the direction. 3-legged dog is an inhale. Need a nose. Kick it higher. Step it through. Back knee down. Take your moment. Hands to thigh. Just a couple of checking in moments with that right hip flexor. And when you're ready, if you're ready, hands up. Right knee to left heel to right knee. Big breaths in. Long breath out, soften your shoulders. 2. Soften your jaw. 1 more. Soften your eyelids. Breathe in. Half split. Those are just 3 simple things you could do every 3 count cycle we do, right? Like soften your shoulders, soften your jaw, and then let your drishti, let your gaze get soft. So here's 3 more. Do what you want. Two. One more. Low lunge, back knee up. Left hand walks inside the left knee, and then walk it all the way back for that right leg skandasana. And this could be a straighten and bend, right? You don't have to go full tilt boogie, but if you're ready for it, walk the hands away from you, let the head drop. If you really tune in to what your body is craving and asking for, what simple thing could you give to it? 2 more. One more. Start to lift halfway and walk it all the way forward, low lunge. Step to a half lift this time. So right into it. Breathe in. And fold. Rise all the way to stand. Keep the hands lifted. Drop the right arc over to the right. Left hand reaches. Drop your left heel deeper into the ground. And maybe your gaze spins up to your left arm. Squeeze your glutes down. See if you can get a little further up and over. Next, inhale, rise. And switch sides. Let your left ear drop from your left shoulder drop from your ear. Let your right heel drop into the ground. And let your gaze maybe come up to your right arm. Big breath in. And big breath out. Both hands reach, stand tall, fold. Halfway lift. Plank pose. Just one inhale to shift forward. Your chaturanga. Your up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. In your nose. Open your mouth. You feel the heat build. And then you let it go. One more. Empty the air. Lift your right heel. Bend and stack. Now as you lift your left heel, switch, shift forward. There we go. Knee to nose, step it through. Lunge. Let's take it to crescent. Lift your arms. Breathe in and breathe out. Now find 45 degrees with the heart coming forward over the thigh. Lift the left heel over the toes. One more breath to pull your right heel towards your left toes to your right heel. Hands frame the foot, long pyramid. 3 breaths in and out. See if there's any tension above the shoulders. And every exhale, try to soften. One more breath. Empty out. Low lunge. Walk it back to Skandasana, left knee bends. This time, what happens if you lift your right toes to the sky? What happens if you tee the arms out so it's all in your hips, your legs? Big breath in. Really good, everyone. Breath out. With or without arms, breath in. And on your breath out, start to bring it back forward, low lunge. Let's take a twist, right hand to sky. Pull your left hip forward. Lift your gaze to your right hand. One more breath. Bring the hand down, step it forward, fold. Take a half lift. Fold. Rise all the way to stand. Bring hands to heart. Walk your feet a little wider than your hips, maybe even as wide as the mat. Drop your butt back like chair. So the toes will stay facing forward. It's like Malasana width, but chair feet. Does that make sense? And now your choice is to stay. Maybe tee the arms out. The one I find to be the most cardiovascularly challenging is hands actually forward, biceps frame your ears. Let's take 5. Longer spine. 4. Breathe. 3. 2 more. One more big breath. Fold in, sway side to side, let that go. Halfway lift. Hold. All the way to stand, reach high. You could make this a back bend. Hands could come to your low back or interlace. And on your exhale, fold. You could bring that bind with you. Another half lift. Plank pose. Shift forward, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Big inhale. Open mouth. Let's go right to left leg lifts. Bend and stack. Right heel lifts, shift forward. Step it through, lunge. Rise to crescent. And we missed it on the grounded one. I didn't forget. Well, I did, but now I remember. Drop your left hand here. Reach your right hand to the left. So maybe a little more balance challenge here. So really squeeze your right hip forward and your left heel back. One more breath. Back through center. Take it the other way. Right hand drops, left hand reaches to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Could you soften shoulders, jaw, maybe even eyelids? Up to center, inhale. 45 degrees, lean forward, stack your right heel over toes. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. You are strong. One more big breath. Drop the hands, fold over, long pyramid. Let the head go yes and no, maybe. Yeah. Let your foundations, your roots, very Taurus energy, to be grounded, to be of earth. Let them drop deeper so that your upper body can be more supported and more loose. Come forward, low lunge. Skandasana all the way to the back. Maybe you lift your left toes. Maybe you fly the arms, tee them out. Breath is the only thing that matters. Remind yourself. 2 more. Really good, everybody. 1 more. With or without arms, forward to that low lunge. Take the twist, left hand up. Breathe. And empty. Breathe. And empty. Left hand comes down, look forward. Step to fold. Half lift. Fold. Walk the feet nice and wide again. Keep the hands planted on something, blocks or ground. Drop the butt in line with knees. So you try to keep that half lift, slightly cow shape in the upper body. For me, if I place my elbows on my knees, it makes it a little easier. Yeah, a little. But then the challenging variation, if you want it, is to tee out or fly the arms forward. Just 5. And breathe out hard if you can. Yes, 4. Maybe just close your eyes and remember this is temporary. 3, 2. This is it, Phil. And fold. Sway and let it go. Take your time in this fold. We're not rushing out of it. You can walk the feet wider or in any bind you want with the arms, behind the back, around the big toes, around the ankles. Soft knees, soft eyelids. 3 big breaths. Half lift with wide legs on an inhale. Let's simply step it back to plank, exhale. Take your feet about hip width, so a little wider, and then right hand centers under the nose. Allow yourself to stagger your feet to find side plank. You can always drop the right knee also right under the hip if you want more support. Left hand to sky, but use both feet, the right outer edge and the left arch, to press higher. And then if it feels okay, if you can get the whole left foot down like warrior two, what happens if you bring your right knee to chest? Left hand could grab for it. Yeah, breathe in. Breathe out. Kick that foot outwards so you're in fallen triangle. Lift the left arm, maybe circle it. Come slowly back, left hand down. Take a down dog in between. Bend your knees, shake it out, yes and no. Plank pose, come forward. Left hand under your nose. Stagger your feet, right hand to sky. So you don't have to take the variation if you don't want it, or you could even lift the right leg, it's up to you. But if right foot can plant like warrior two, press into it. Bring your left knee to chest. Hand could wrap around. One more breath. Kick it out. Forward triangle. Breathe. One more. Right hand comes back, find your plank. Hug your hip bones towards your lowest ribs and hug your ribs towards your hip bones. This is it, rest is coming, 3. Right, and rest is always here when you're ready for it, 2. One more breath. Drop it down to child's. Right, and notice, like, did I want to take a chaturanga? Instead, you can honor that. You know better than me. You always know more about your body than I do. You can walk your hands to the right if you want. A little side stretch here. And switch sides, walk them over to the left. Walk back to center. I want to offer 2 options. If you're like, I want to do a headstand, classical or tripod, or even a crow, go for it. Take ample rest. If you want to take a rabbit pose, that's option 2. Reach your hands for your heels. Allow the knees to come a little closer together and then shimmy the crown of your head a little towards your knees. Nice, Gary. If you can use that wall too, I say go for it. Yeah, and then my rabbit folks, just start to lift the hips off the heels. It's like a really big cat. Nice, Leslie. Yeah, that's so good. Rabbit can come down. You could even tuck the hands in between the knees for this more intimate child's version. Bring the hands to the arches. Allow the shoulders to splay, even though they're pretty close together. Everyone find some rest here. And one more big breath. Open mouth if you want it. Slowly come through all fours and find your way to down dog. Take a big inhale. Open mouth, let go. Lift your right leg. Bend and stack, and this time, if there's a flip calling you, let it happen. My favorite when I'm not in a flipping mood is to walk my hands back to my left foot, keep the bend and stack, and find left hand to right foot. Partial infinity. Little hip flexor opener too. 2 more breaths. Nice, everybody. And then slowly come home to 3-legged dog. Right leg is high. Knee to nose, bring it all the way through. And let's open to warrior 2. Find a moment, settle, bend and straighten, shrug up, shrug down. It can get really enticing and exciting and also stressful to get caught up in the geometry of the poses and what they look like, what they should look like. But if we kind of go with the theme of this moon, I just invite you to notice what it feels like in your body. And if you really soften your jaw, your shoulders, your eyelids, what do you notice? Take 2 more breaths. One more breath. Reverse will stay. So right hand up, left hand can reach down or it can bind behind you. 2. 1. Take it all the way to that skandasana, right toes lift, left knee bends. Maybe the heart stays lifted, hands to prayer. Blocks are always a wonderful place to be. Yeah, and some of us can maybe even take that big T, or if it feels okay, left hand down, reach it away from you, right hand up, take this big twist. One more big breath. Use your hands to come through half lift with wide legs. And fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Whatever that looks like with the arms, however much softness you can bring into the knees, the head, the gaze. Take about 4 more breaths. Drive into your roots, your feet. Let them be strong, let them be grounded, let them be planted and reaching. As your complete half lift, walk it to lizard, front of your mat. Drop your hips, but keep the back toes tucked and the left knee hovering. And then pull it back for a wide, long pyramid. Maybe the right toes hover. And just do that twice more. So drop down into a really low but hovering lizard. Hard up. And then pull it all in. This is like cat-cow, but with a really wide stance, right? One more. And pull back. Pull forward and find your favorite lizard. Back knee can drop. Blocks can support under your elbows or hands, right? Some days it actually feels good to me to keep my heart lifted using blocks under my hands and my lizard. You can let the right knee spin open, the toes spin out. These little things, these little adjustments that are personal to you and your body. This is kind of a beautiful way to practice then when the bigger things in life come, like when you just know it's not aligned for you to be in a certain dynamic, right? A relationship, a supervisor, a neighbor. It's those little nuances that can sometimes clue us in, like, wait, this feels off. And on the other hand, it can clue us in of like, this feels really peaceful, restful, at ease. Take one more big breath here. Start to pull back through half splits. And then some of you have done this with me before. We're gonna go to a half hero, but if you've got a block or a blanket handy and you wanna place it underneath your right cheek, that's where it would go. Start to use your hands to walk yourself all the way back. Drop your hips down, block or no. Your left heel is slightly outside the left hip. Yeah, and the right foot's forward. And so if this already feels really hard, please know that you can always come up on the block, or you can take it into a seated tree where you bring that left foot to your right inner thigh. Yeah, just know that that's an option. For those of us who feel good here and want to take reclined hero, you can always drop to your elbows behind you. If that's feeling juicy and you want more, you can go all the way down. Flex your right toes wherever you've chosen to go, and just try to press the top of your left foot down and see what opening, see what sensation occurs on the front of your right thigh, or left thigh, excuse me. Two more breaths. Use your elbows if you went down to help you up. Beautiful. And use your hands to help you all the way back towards that lunge shape. Low lunge, front of your mat. Twist the right hand up. Now look at your left hand and walk it to the top left corner. That's going to give more space if you want to come to both outer edges and take horizon lunge. Drop your hips and look back. Keep pressing your left foot down. One more breath. Slowly come back forward, low lunge. Standing L. Lift your left heel in line with your hips. Some of us might be feeling the balance today. Hands could come to your heart, or they could wrap around your right ankle. Try to keep your heart lifted. So if they are wrapping around the ankle, it's this almost bow type shape. Breathe. Two. One. Hands could stay lifted or open for half moon. So strong, so rooted. Yeah, you drop your hand as roots too if you need it. Now here's the final shebang. Slowly soften your right knee. You're gonna bring left knee to chest standing, front of your mat. You've got this, yes. Let it be awkward, let it be messy. You are strong. Figure four. So good, everybody. And this figure four, make it as restful as you want. You could make it a twist. You could make it balanced, toe stand. Let the head drop if you've chosen to fold. Let the breath be your focal point. Nice, Katie. Two more breaths. One more breath. Lift up, stand tall. If you can meet a chest, great. If you already lost it, I still love you. Step it down, let it go. Big inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, or if you're like, I need a crow in my practice, this is a great place to pop it in. And then take it back, chaturanga to down dog. We'll take about 3 breaths, no rush if you're still playing. Nice, Gary, so good. Child's pose is a great place to be too. 2 more breaths. One more. In your inhale, it's left leg up. Bend and stack. Stay or flip, or take that walk back and find the right hand to the left foot. Two more breaths. Nice, Supala. Beautiful, Aaron. Slowly we'll come back, meet and 3-legged. Draw your knee to nose and step it through. Warrior 2. Shrug and bend and straighten all that stuff. Two more breaths. Maybe it's just the eyes that start to slowly soften through the rest of practice, like bringing that gaze more in. Next inhale is reverse. Two more. Find your way to that Skandasana. Right knee bends, left toes lift. Hands could come to heart, to blocks. They could tee out. Or if you want the right arm, bring it inside the right thigh. Find the twist, left hand to sky. Go slow, hands down, walk it through center, half lift. Bring the heels in, find yourself in goddess, right? Last little heat builder, nothing crazy, but just building trust in your inner knowing by maybe just allowing the eyes to totally soften, totally close. Hands could come over your heart if you want. These little messages we send ourselves. I mean, if you've ever had one of those stints in your life where your inner critic is just so loud, so intense that you believe it's real, it's these moments, these little moments where you practice being the caretaker for your inner child, the caretaker of your body. That inner wisdom comes out and it's always kind. Just 3 more breaths. Let everything soften. 2. 1. Star pose. Wide leg fold if you want to bind behind your back or invert or whatever. Take about 5 breaths. See if you can start to slow the breathing down. Find that half lift shape, nice and slow. Walk it forward, lizard lunge. Drop your hips, lift your heart, hover the knee. Pull back, long pyramid, left toes could hover. Twice more forward and lift as you drop. Pull back and pull the belly in and drop the head. One more. And pull back. Lizard of your choosing. Maybe a place where you can let the gaze go fully inward. Take about 6 breaths. I heard this advice earlier today from someone who charts the stars, who I really admire. And her advice was, given the current climate, it's this really intense, and I resonated with this really intense need or feeling that I need to do something. These nodes of destiny like pulling at me, making me feel like I need to take action. And the advice landed because she said, trust that the events themselves will take care of anything that needs to be cleared, anything that needs to be let go of. Trust that the sort of the universe will take care of that for you. But it's that trust that's the hard part, right? It felt really nice to just lean into that and ponder on that. What if everything that needs to be cleared will clear up on its own, and I just need to trust that? As you're ready, start to lift up and pull back for that half splits. Yeah, and you're welcome to stay here if that would benefit your practice more, or find yourself walking all the way back, half hero. Half hero could stay lifted. If you're not feeling much, you could just try hands behind you. See how that feels? Elbows are all the way down. About 3 breaths. One more. Support yourself to lift if you went down. Yeah, and slow. It's this slow shifting of weight forward. Plant into your hands, your left foot, low lunge, lift the back knee, all the way to standing L, lift the heel. Hands to heart around the ankle, or keep them nice and grounded. Beautiful. 2 more breaths like this. Half moon, slow transition. Right, with or without a second root into the ground, yeah? With or without your gaze up. This is the last little bit here. Hover your left hand if you haven't already. Start to bend your left knee, right knee all the way up to chest. And figure 4. See if you can fold in maybe on this one. Drop the head. One more big breath here. One more chance to play with balance. Root into your left foot. Bring your hands to heart. Stand tall, right knee to chest. Yes, and step it down. Shake anything out. Bring your feet under your hips. Send your butt back and then all the way down. If it's possible with your ankle mobility, if it's possible to drop your hips towards your heels, but keep your butt hovering. Yeah. Maybe if you can, knees go into armpits. Yeah, we're not doing an arm balance. Don't worry. Bring the hands into your eyes and just take that sense away. Drop your head into your hands and let it be heavy. Sometimes I get some, with all the pressure my hands put on my eyes, I get some cool visuals happening. And see if you can just experience whatever shows up. Two more breaths. You can use your hands slowly to release down to the ground. Drop your hips and roll all the way back. Trust yourself with this next posture. Legs up the wall, Viparita Karani. Or if you'd rather a bridge or wheel, that's welcome too. Take about 8 breaths here. Just notice your energy level and maybe let the thinking mind take the back seat. If you'd like to take any sort of counter pose, Viparita Karani, or excuse me, plow or child's or Supta Baddha Konasana. Here the breath is really slowing down. Here the body is really acknowledging the moment of rest to come. You slowly start to find your way to final rest, using any props, using any covering of the eyes. Allow yourself to feel totally grounded. Feel all of the surface beneath you. Feel your breath move in and out with any effort, without any effort. Feel everything soften around the edges of your body. Even the skin on your face starting to go slack. The feet splay. The hips and the shoulders and the skull are all firmly rooted and yet softly at ease. If it would serve, you could imagine in your mind's eye, all along your back body, resting on the ground, that there are roots dropping down. Roots connecting you to the deep, deep inner wisdom that lives not just within you, but within Earth. This invitation to trust that we've made it this far. We've made it this far by listening to the inner wisdom, the one that helps us realign to our true purpose. And so when we can clear the clutter of all the details and all of the assumptions and all of the projections that live in our thinking mind, And we can tune back into the wisdom of our body. What do we notice? What do we hear? What's the invitation? Allow yourself to stay longer if that feels like the call. Truly, there's nothing else you need to do. If you're ready to wake, find some organic movement in your body, find some deeper breaths. Let that movement take you through fetal, take a long inhale, long exhale. Stay or rise to your seat. And you're welcome to bring hands to heart center or one over heart, one over low belly. Let the elbows go heavy wherever you've chosen. The idea that the pelvis, the feet, the legs, all these roots, they've been connected to earth longest, right? They've been walking the miles since our species evolved. And so sometimes we need to drop in deep into the roots and the wisdom of what's come before us to then align to this heart space, to know what we want now. What do we need now? Might not be what we needed yesterday. Breathe into your belly and your heart space. Breathe out your mouth. Prayer hands to your forehead, and just this acknowledgement that your wisdom lives everywhere in you. It's not just one place. Home to you. This is the best part of my whole week. I'm going to, I think, teach on Thanksgiving virtually, just offer a different time. So if you're interested, I was trying to poll and see if people would want to do 8 or 10:30. So message me if you have like a strong preference. Like if you can't go in person, but you know you want to practice yoga, I'll be offering something the morning of Thanksgiving. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I got a bunch of retreats, so I'd love to see if you can come to any, but I won't bore you with it right now. It was so good to see you all.
Good to see you.
Hi, thanks.
Oh, and there's a
Thank
moon
you.
meditation tomorrow if you want to come. Yeah, I'll see you then.
Thank you, Kathy.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye,
all.
y'all. Love you. See ya.